Hello and welcome. You are watching Prime Pulse News USA headline. After the killing of Charlie Kirk, rhetoric, violence, and a divided America. The fatal shooting of conservative activist Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University has ignited a fierce national debate about political violence, responsibility, and the dangerous role of rhetoric in America's deep divisions. As leaders respond, urgent questions swirl. How much blame does political speech really carry? Is political violence actually on the rise? And what might this moment mean for America's fragile political climate moving forward? 1. What happened? Charlie Kirk was speaking at a public event at Utah Valley University when a 22-year-old suspect, Tyler Robinson, allegedly opened fire, killing him instantly. The suspect was quickly arrested and is now being held without bail. According to investigators, bullet casings at the scene bore messages with explicitly anti-fascist content. However, officials stress that the suspect's full political alignment is still under investigation. Some early reports suggested a possible link to leftist or radical left ideology, but so far, firm proof has not been established. 2. The rhetoric escalates in the aftermath. Former President Donald Trump came out swinging. He blamed what he called the radical left, insisting they're fueling political violence. Speaking to reporters, Trump declared, "We have to beat the hell out of these radical left lunatics." He went even further, saying he couldn't care less about mending America's political divide. Those remarks sparked immediate backlash. Critics accused Trump of pouring gasoline on a fire at a time when many Americans believe calm and unity are desperately needed. Meanwhile, Democratic officials urged restraint, warning that blaming the left without evidence risks deepening division, fueling speculation, and even provoking further violence. 3. Is political violence really rising? Analysts note that political violence in America has become more visible and more frequent, from assassination attempts, to shootings, to hate-driven attacks. These events feed public fears that violence is becoming normalized in American politics. But experts caution, the data do not clearly prove that left-wing violence is on the rise more than right-wing violence. Nor is it clear that rhetoric from the left is uniquely triggering attacks. The Economist recently highlighted data showing that many incidents stem from a mix of ideological origins, often from decentralized or unstable actors. In other words, the truth is more complicated than a single narrative. 4. Political fallout and AMP. Trump's standing inside Trump's own circle, there are signs of strain. Reporting by Maggie Haberman and others suggests the former president is struggling to navigate the fallout. On one hand, some Republican allies say Trump's hardline rhetoric is necessary to confront threats. On the other, critics within his party fear the tone could alienate moderates, energize opponents, and even incite more violence. 5. Voices urging reflection outside the partisan crossfire. Civil society leaders, religious figures, and moderates are calling for calm. They argue that words have weight, especially when spoken by national leaders. At the same time, some warn against performative outrage, rhetoric meant to show tribal loyalty, rather than solve real issues like gun access, extremism, social alienation, and mental health. 6. The big questions ahead: where does America go from here? Will investigators uncover clear evidence of ideology, motive, or radicalization behind the attack? Could this tragedy lead to new policies, stronger security at public events, reforms on gun laws, or even debates over regulating dangerous rhetoric? And perhaps most politically, how will this moment shape the 2026 midterms? Will it galvanize the right? The left? Or the silent middle? Could it finally force the country to confront the risks of a democracy drowning in division? Closing. The killing of Charlie Kirk has shocked a nation already fractured by mistrust and fear. It raises a sobering question: Is America's political divide now bleeding into outright war on its own soil? Whether this tragedy sparks empathy and reform, or deeper polarization, may depend not only on what leaders say, but on what they choose to do. For now, the search for truth, accountability, and perhaps healing continues. You're watching Prime Pulse News USA. Stay with us and don't forget to subscribe, because your source for what's trending, what's changing, and what's next in America.